Hey guys, Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for coming by and spending some time with me. God bless you for being here. This is a making with my mess, and I'm still doing fabric. So I'm also dyeing paper. My fingernails are blue. That's like a denim color. Anyway, we're going to make some scrappy fabric. These can either be belly bands or page edges, depending on how you want to do it. And you could probably do this without putting them on file folder, but I'm not that good with my sewing machine yet, so I need something to kind of keep them all together. My guess is if you wanted to and you got them all layered on a piece of paper the way you wanted them, if they overlapped going downward, you could just shove them into your sewing machine as you came to the spot where you wanted, and as long, but that's going to make them all they're going to overlap. So they would overlap like this down the page. So you would stick that one in, and then you would stick this one in, and then you would stick the next one in. So it would stair step down the page kind of. So, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's, if you don't want that pattern, then we are going to do, I got all kinds of stuff in my way. Hold on. We're going to do the glue stick method, and these are strips from, remember I did that series on folios, right? So I have all of these file folder strips, and I don't know how many of these page edges / belly bands we're going to be able to make. Also, now obviously, depending on the size of your fabric or the size of your page, you can make these as narrow or as wide as you want. If you're going to do it as a page edge, depending on where you're going to glue it down, you might want to either, actually, there's a couple of ways you could do that. So let's do some finagling here. Okay, I'm going to cut off, let me get a ruler, and we're going to cut off some strips off of here, and we're going to leave one section of it intact. Okay, so I'm going to cut it off about right there. I'm just kind of eyeballing how wide I might want it. Like I said, this is just to hold my fabric pieces together until I get them over the sewing machine. Okay, so with that one. Also, if you don't want to sew them, you don't have to, just use better glue. I feel like, even though this says permanent, I feel like when I use glue stick on fabric, I use it just to tack it down until I can sew it. I feel like sometimes it peels up after a while if you just use glue stick. So if you're not gonna sew, use a fabric glue, so that it bonds well and you don't have to worry about it coming up. Okay, I got that out of the way. Now what I'm going to do is, how much did I leave myself? An inch? Okay, about an inch. All right. So we're going to cut right here. And this might be the only 3 we make. Just because, guys, I'm not promising that this is going to be easy. Because I haven't done it. I just, idea in head, watching videos, seeing different things. I got a couple of other scrappy ideas, which I might combine because they're quick. So we would do one and then do the next one and then do the next one. Or I don't know if there's 3, but I'm going to cut these to, 8.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. I'm going to cut them to 8.5. If I absolutely need them shorter, I can cut them off again. 9 is kind of a rarity. I usually am between 8.5 and 8 3/4 on my pages when I make them. So, yeah, we're going to do 8.5. I think once I get the fabric sewn on, I'm not necessarily going to want to cut it. So I don't, and if you heard that squeaking, it was my dog. She's got this strange, so like outside my door is our attic. And my dog, if you walk up to my attic, and it's one of those pull downs where you pull the ladder down with the little rope. 6, 7, 8.5. And if you walk up to my attic and you smack the attic string, the little plastic piece on the end of the rope that allows you to grip it, which I'm surprised ours hasn't fallen off at this point because the rope is frayed in the middle. But if you smack it and it hits the attic pull down door, and you hear that? And it hits the attic pull down door and it makes a clicking noise, she freaks out. I don't know what that's about, but that's what she does. It's very odd. Okay, so this is our 3 strips. Now this one is going to be unique in the fact that I'm going to close it to decorate both sides. Then my thought for this one would be to glue it onto the page like this so that both sides of your page have fabric and neither one of them is looking at that. That bugs me sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Okay, so let me get my fabric scraps. I've got a bunch of them up here. And who knows, I might end up having to pull more, but for now. And I'm just going to say that I'm going to try and stay in color family. I'm not necessarily looking for it to be perfectly matchy-matchy, but we're going to try and stay in the same color family. All right, and I want smaller pieces. I might even have pieces where I cut these at an angle so that I have triangles to stick on here. But let's see. So this is a color family. I don't know about that. This could go with this, but it could also go with some other things. We're going to cut this. This is a little bit big. Okay. Now, the other thing you have to decide is, do you want both sides of your, like if you make this one, do you want both sides to be the same? Because, I mean, you're going to be putting them in the same, it's going to go on a page in the journal. So is your journal more likely to like have a theme and match, or is it more likely to be eclectic and it not matter? So that would be a decision you would have to make. I'm gathering up these bits at the moment. And depending on how many I have, this might be my 2-sided one. Okay, because here's some more, and I think this would go really good as some texture. I would probably cut it. Okay, and I'm just kind of getting pieces, not that. This might go with this, with this. I can kind of sort as I'm standing here. These should probably be ruffles, but, you know. That black thread that I just threw up there has been sticking to everything. It's just been, are we thinking? I don't know. This is some of that fabric I got from my sister. It's like batiqued or watercolored or water washed, or I don't know. These scissors are awful. I need to get my fabric scissors out. I have fabric scissors. Hang on a second. This is my fabric only box. Oh, I can also use my pinking shears if I get this box out. So everything doesn't have to be torn. As a matter of fact, let's put that. And then that. And then we'll cut this. All right, let's cut some strips off of here. Again, this is a great way to use up scraps because who doesn't have a ton of those? I feel like every time I make a project, does it not just feel like you're just making more and more scraps? Yeah? Anybody else? Not just me? Probably not just me. I'm just only talking to myself. So, all right. So that, I have a ton of this, which is why I said this might be for my double-sided one, because actually, you know what? Let's do this. Because this one, I just have lots of it, and I like it. It's one of my favorites. Okay. I'm gonna cut this like this. So I've got a couple of these. And leave that one. I might cut this one. I'm not necessarily cutting them. Okay. Okay, we've got my little scissors here. I'm gonna do some clips. Clip it there. Clip it there. Clip it there. Probably should tear the other two first, but I don't even know if I can tear it this way. It won't tear that way. It won't tear at all. Oh, there it goes. Ooh, that's going to be raggedy. I mean, depending on what you're using it for, that's not a big deal, but this fabric is very thin, so it's kind of coming apart when you do its stuff. Okay, now we've got some little blue pieces here. And like I said, I don't know if we're going to use all this. I just grabbed out stuff that I thought went together. That could go in here. I'm also looking for more stuff to go in here so it's not all the same. Ooh, maybe this. Peeking from somewhere. This could go up here with that. I don't know how much pink stuff I've got. This is a weird pattern to me. I like the flowers. Here's some more of this. This is another one that I could probably do a big one out of. All right, here's some yellow and orange. Ooh, maybe that. And these have purple and yellow in them, so they could probably go on the same. Ooh, but I also have this. See, I have enough to make several of these. So we just have to wait and see. I like this. Remember I told you this lime green stuff? And that, look, there's another piece of that. And here's a piece of rope. I want to use this. It's been in my drawer for ages and I just want to use it. At this point, I don't care what I use it on. I just want to use it. All right, let's put some of this stuff up here. Okay, let's start gluing some stuff down. I'm gonna move all this stuff out of the way. I don't know what I'll end up putting together and what I won't, but ooh. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. I'm making a cluster up there. All right, so let's get this, and what we're basically gonna do, I'm gonna close it because I want, when you open it, I'm gonna have to open it to sew it, but the fabric in the center is gonna bump up against each other and stand up because this is gonna be covered. Ooh, I might take some of this too. Just add some extra texture. This is a heavier upholstery fabric. You might recognize it if you watched the fabric page where I was putting fabric pages in my little golden books. I might return to that project only because I think that I showed it to you with pages already, like the pages were already sewn in. And I think that it would be a great project if you did it with the pages like you were building the page, kind of. I need something to go. I want something to hang off of here. Yeah, to make it wider. Like that, maybe. I don't want it to be in the same direction. Okay, so let's glue there. Okay, and then maybe we'll take a piece of this. And like I said, you can overlap this stuff, so I might stick it out here like this, and it's not really a lot on the card, it's just on the fabric. Okay, and maybe I take a piece of this. This is fun, guys. This is right up there with any other kind of collaging that you like to do. Like that. Okay. Now I want to put several of these pieces going down because they're kind of the focal point. They're kind of the main. The main thing there. Okay, and then maybe I'll put this one here. Extra color. So like I said, you just kind of do this, and then when you've got it all done, I might have to pull down a page so we can look at it on a page. Okay. Where are we going now? Should we go dots again? Or maybe this would be a good time to pull a piece of the, ooh, just a plain piece. No, I don't want that. Oh, what about another piece of this? It's very small. This is very small. I like that there though. Okay. Anyway, also I would like to say, you're seeing this on a Monday. My daughter, my youngest daughter, and I are away again. Everybody else in my house works. I know that sounds really awful, but I was just away. It was my daughter and I and my husband, and we were in Houston. And I don't like that. I think it needs another one of these, but I don't want to use them all up because I'm going to need some from the other side. Well, I have plenty here. Okay, let's use an angled one. But it needs to hang off. And we need something under there. Maybe I'll go like this. Anyway, so we just got back from Houston with my husband and my youngest daughter. And now my family, my extended family, my parents and my sisters and everybody, it's time for our vacation, the family vacation. And my kids, my older kids all work now and haven't been able to go. And my husband, he just was away, so he has to be home. And so it's just me and her. And there's only one piece of that in there. There's no reason it can't be. What do you think? I don't mind it, but I think I want it under, like that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and then also, as you're putting these on here, keep in mind that if you so desire, you can always, like if I look at this and I say, well, that's way too long. Okay, so I just take it and I go, okay, well, I don't want to cut the corner of my, so I cut it off there. And maybe, I don't know if I want to cut it again. I might want to straighten that up some. There. Okay, so that's one side. Let's flip it over and do the other side. And you've got kind of an idea of what you put on here. So if you wanted to, you could sort of match, or you can go completely different. So, like maybe I start with this. So anyway, so it's my extended family's, the holiday that we usually take with them. Now, last year we didn't take one. It had to do with, people's financial situations and stuff like that. So we weren't able to take one last year. But we are are going this year. And now obviously, I bet you're going to say it because I noticed it. There's the back of that fabric. And when I turn this over, there's going to be, well, the batiked fabric doesn't matter. Unless you line this up perfectly, you're going to have the backs of fabrics peeking out. I don't mind that so much as just looking at the backs of fabric. So doing this like this will kind of block out some of the reverse side. Like that, I kind of match that up so that it blocks out that reverse side. Well, when you lay it flat in a book, hopefully. It looks like it needs ironing. And then maybe I take this one and put it here. Okay. So she and I are going away. And I'm going to be away from my craft room again, so I'm filming ahead again, and I filmed a whole bunch of videos ahead. Now, the reason I'm telling you all of this, well, a lot of videos you're seeing were filmed, some of them filmed 2 weeks ago, by the time you see them, 2 weeks prior to when you see them. And some of them were filmed after I got back. Still might be quite a while from when you see them, but I have gone in and done new recording software. Because remember I was telling you that it really bugged me that when I go quiet, like I'm not talking, my recording software stops recording, like there's no sound, drives me nuts. Remember I told you that? Okay, I got new software to hopefully fix that problem. I might stick these differently. And maybe I'll stick this up here. So what do I want to do? In the interim, we're going to need more of these. Let's put one to kind of match that. It's much bigger. Ooh, I'm running out of stuff, guys. Let me think. I don't know how to do this. If I stick another one of these on here. I wish I had realized this sooner because I would have stuck this further down. I could stick a piece of this on here. Because this is on the other side, so it can be represented on this side as well. I do kind of like for there to be some cohesion. Anyway, so I got new sound software, and hopefully you're going to see. So you're going to see this video is filmed with the new software. So Monday you'll see a video. If this should go up on Monday. So if it's Monday and you're seeing this video, you'll notice that you can hear background noises when I don't talk. But I'm also still have videos left over, a few videos left over from when I had the old software. So you're going to have a couple of videos where the sound goes away. In and out, back and forth kind of thing. And I can't really do anything about it. It's just going to be the way it is because I'm transferring, I'm converting over, but I had already filmed some videos. So basically that's what the deal is. So, so if you notice that, hey, we've got sound in this one, and then you notice, and then you're like, well, wait, there's no sound in this one. It's not intentional, but it is because I have changed softwares and I've recorded a few videos and they're going to kind of go up out of order. Okay. just so you know. All right, let's clip this. We'll clip some of these strings. Now, there you have it. And if you were to put this on an edge of a page, I want something I can get to easy. So if I have this like this, you just take it and you glue it to either side of the page like that, and voila, you have a really cute page edge. I love that. And this was a scrap of file folder from where I was doing folios, and it just happened to be that I needed the card and not the middle. So I used the hinge of the file folder to make my... Now, of course, you don't have to use the hinge of a file folder. I have... Hold on a second. I have pieces like this where I have cut them off of something. Like I folded something in half and I needed both halves to be the same width. So I folded them in half and cut the hinge off at the width I needed. And I have one of these. Now I can glue fabric to that and it'll work just as fine. And that's scrapbook paper. I mean, there's the inside. So you can do that with a piece of scrapbook paper. It doesn't have to be file folder hinge is my point. You can do it with anything. It also doesn't have to be like your little hinge piece. See, this is short of my page, but your fabric sticks up off the top. So you don't have to worry about this being the exact size of your page. As long as it comes close enough for you to have fabric sticking up off of there that will flop around up top and down the bottom. Unless, of course, you don't mind that, in which case, don't listen to me. But so just, whatever you've got. And if you don't have any that are already cut, cut an inch wide piece of, or a 2 inch wide piece of cardstock and fold it in half. Also, I'm not necessarily sure. I mean, I'm only using this for ease of running it through my sewing machine. You could also just take the fabric pieces if you're not going to run it through your sewing machine, or even if you are, and glue them to the page itself. You don't have to do this. You could just glue them to the page. I thought this was a cool idea because you can sit down and mass make these with your fabric scraps before you're planning any kind of journal. And you've got these really cool bands. And when you need one, you just grab one and stick it in your journal. Now, you've heard me say on all my revisits that stuff I mass make, I tend to not use. I'm better about my fabric stuff, only because the fabric stuff takes longer. And I really like it because it adds texture. So I would go and grab the fabric stuff before I would grab any of this, like pockets and paper stuff that I'm using. But anyway, okay, so this is the page edge one. The one that folds over both sides of the page edge. Also, you can make one that doesn't fold over both sides of the page edge and just goes up the one side. Again, it can just be sewn. It can just be on the page. And it doesn't have to be, here, let's do this. I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to cut some pieces off of here. Okay, let's cut another one. We'll cut a jaunty little triangle guy here. And another. Okay, where is the rest of that? I had another piece of this. Here it is. Ooh, and I can use some of this too. Let's tear this. So basically, it shouldn't be, this is, all right, we're going to do, sorry, this needs to go. So we have all these pieces. Sorry, I know. The thing I was getting ready to do is what I wanted to put in that video that's probably going to have more than one. So I'm not going to, okay, that, and then we have this. I'm going to tear some of these and I might cut some of these. So I'm going to tear there. I'm going to tear here. And they don't have to be this small. I mean, I'm cutting these kind of small. I'm going to cut this one at an angle, just for the heck of it. They don't have to be this small. Get this off of here. And then I'm going to cut it in half. And I might keep this one big. And I might need a bigger piece of this, actually. Well, no. I might need a smaller, bigger piece of this. I'm going to cut it in half. Okay. Now, let's do the belly band. And basically what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to scatter a bunch of the blue, this blue, down this thing. And then we're going to layer it. So we're going to go 1. Okay. And I don't want all of the plaid going in the same direction. So we're going to go 1 and we're going to go across there 2. You can tell by the amount of glue I'm putting on here that I'm still intending to sew. Now, it's a belly band. You can embellish it. It doesn't have to just be fabric. As a matter of fact, I want to put these on here. And I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking might be really cute? Is if these little padded pieces, like maybe one right there, if I sew buttons to them first, then they can be an embellishment on the page edge. So we're gonna look at that. Or glue buttons to them, or whatever. Probably glue, because okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put some of this down, like one there. I'm going to get a knock on my door here soon because my kids are going to need me. So I'm trying to kind of, what I might do is go do what I'm supposed to do with my kids, and then by the time I come back, it should be dry enough to put these through my sewing machine. So, and then I can sew them, and I can, like, so this is what they look like. Okay, and then I want to put one like that. Oh my gosh, the threads when you're doing fabric are crazy, especially if you're doing a lot of tearing. It's nuts. Okay. And now we're going to stick the little lime green pieces down. Okay, and I have a few more of these. I might be able to use that blue one somewhere else. Okay, so now we're going to put the lime green pieces down, and I'm going to put this one here, I think. Yes. So I'm really hoping you guys like this idea. I did get the idea for this from watching a video. I don't remember what her channel name is, but I will link it in my description box because I have to credit her with giving me the idea for this. She did a video on lots of different things you can do with fabric. So I'll link her channel. It's also where we might get some other ideas that we do, but it's not where I'm getting the idea for the, well, maybe, I don't know. I shouldn't say that because, like I said, they were little ideas, and there's a couple of them, and one of them may have come from her, or, like that, so I can't say that it, the inspiration for it may have come from her, so I can't say that they didn't. I was about to say that they didn't, but can't say that. Okay, I want some more with the gray. I think I'll put it down here. It's very bottom heavy, isn't it? If I put it here, let's put it there. I do not like the squares sitting right next to each other to be tilted in the same direction. Can't stand it. Thinking I'm going to stick that up off the top. So yeah, I'll go do what I'm going to do with my kids, and then I'll come back and sew these, and I'll give you guys a peek. That's kind of cool how that lines up. Probably not going to be able to line it up like that again, but wait. Maybe I'll do it like that. And again, like I said, you can find some sort of little, embellishment or something to stick on these and it's a belly band. You just glue it down to your page, top and bottom. That's the other thing that makes it easy if you've got a folder on the back, is when you go to glue it down, you glue it down and it's really easy to slide something under there because there's that file folder's there. But I mean, you put it on the page and then you just, that's really cute. And I'm starting a kit. Remember when we did the fabric book page pockets? I used these materials together. Okay, so we got that one. Now I really want to do this purple one. And then I'm going to turn this on. Hold on, let me look before I do this, because I don't know what kind of button I want to use. I don't know if I want to use a wooden button or get something like, but I spotted this. Look at this. I wonder if I have two of these. I probably don't. It's going to run away from me. Looks like it's got stitches in it. I probably don't have two. Oh, but I have this. Look at that. Since they're going to go on opposite sides. Did we turn this on? We did not. Okay, that's going to heat up. While that's heating up, let's cut up this fabric. Okay, now, this one's got a fold in it because of where I tore it. So, yeah. It's also kind of aged, so it tears semi-easily. Okay, and then we've got this piece. And let's get some more of these. I should probably put the lid on that. I want to get some of these background pieces. These pieces that don't have a lot of like the roses and stuff on them. Because I can do like I did with this one with the plaid. They can be the background, and then that might be some of the background too. And then I can put stuff over it. And I think I have more of this purple lace, and I have something else I can use up there. So this one's going to have some like lace on it, which would be kind of cool. I'm going to cut here. Because honestly, the yellow and white polka dots could be used somewhere else. So I'm going to cut here so that the only thing on here is yellow and white polka dots. And then you've got this little piece, which I might also throw up there. On this one, I might cut it so that I get this black netting. Like this, like a strip of it. And use it up there. And then I already... Okay. All right, so we have stuff. I'm also going to take... We're going to tear some of these too. Oh, this might not tear. Yeah, you're going to be hard pressed to tear this. So instead of pulling it out all over the place, we're just going to cut it. Sort of. Okay, so now we have 5 pieces of that. So this one we're going to layer up. So we're going to start with the purple plaid, and I'm going to put, ooh, this glue stick's almost out. I'm going to put a dollop up here, and we're going to stick this on here like this. And then I'm going to put another one at the bottom. I'm going to kind of run this as if I'm trying to be symmetrical, if that makes sense. Put another one at the bottom. And then I'm going to stick one in the middle. Okay, and then we're going to do one here, like in a severe thing, and then we're going to do one here going in the other direction. Okay, so like that. Now all this stringy stuff, you have to decide what you want to keep and what you don't. Like as far as hanging off of your piece. Okay, sorry, I was checking the recording because this recording software, I don't know why I put that away. This recording software is new to me, so I'm always checking it to make sure that it's still recording. Okay, so we'll put this on here like that. Oh, yeah, there's glue all out here where I don't want it. I'll put this on here like that. And I think I'll come down here with this big one, maybe, or maybe in the middle. I don't know. Do I have another one of the background ones? Yeah, right here. Okay, I have a thought. So we're going to take this and we're going to go across here like that. And then we're going to take this. And we're going to go down here like this. Okay. And then we're going to get some of these bits with the roses on them. So I've got this one. Which I think my glue gun got hot and then shut off. Is going to go right here. Like that. Okay, like that. And then we're going to take, ooh, this one. And we're going to kind of stick it down here at the bottom. Like this. That piece in the middle got all covered up. And then maybe we'll take this piece. Oh my gosh, my glue stick is like, well, it's sticky. So it's picking up everything I set it next to. All right, and then we'll take this one and we'll put it this up here. Okay, so that's a lot of the yellow stuck together, but I don't mind that because it's layered and you can still see fuzzy edges and stuff, so it's good. Now, the ones I saw, the one I saw that the lady had done, that, like I said, I'm going to get you her information. I'm going to link her channel in the description box. The video I saw it in, she was flipping in a book to a spot, so she doesn't actually show you how to do this. It was just in her. So I'm not necessarily going to link the video I saw it in. I do want to get this. Oh, I might be able to use this up. Oh, what happens if you do this with... It got caught. Nothing. Nothing happens. See, and this will break up some of the yellow. Well, I'm going to glue it down, though. I guess that'll work. I mean, I'm hoping the stitching catches it. Okay. I'll take another one of those and put it up here on this side. My dog's barking. My son must be home, which means it's almost time for me to go. Ooh. Oh, that's okay. All right. So like that. I'll do another piece of this. I don't know. Let's get this on here and then I'll worry about that. Because this is going to be interesting. Trying to put this on here. Okay, there's a piece of lace there. And sorry, I know I went quiet on you. I was listening to see if it was my son or if my dog was just barking at shadows again. She's blind, so she sometimes barks randomly at nothing. Okay, oh guys, I like the way that turned out. What I was going to say is if you go over and see hers is a lot of random fabric. So like how I combined these because they match. Her belly band, and it looked really cool. But it was lots of patches of different patterns, different colors, all kinds of crazy. And it looked really cute. I'm not taking away from it, but that's what it was. Okay, let me turn this back on. We'll glue the buttons down. Actually, we'll glue them on. I don't want to glue the fabric down because it'll get in the way of my sewing. So let's glue the buttons down and we'll decide where we're going to put them. And then I'll come back to you in just a minute and we will, I will have sewn it and I'll let you see how it looks. We're going to figure out where we want to put, I think I'm going to put this one right here. So there's not as much of the brown plaid, although it does go with the flower. I mean, it is, I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll put it at the top. Like at the top up here, kind of like that. I don't know, I'll still have time to decide after I'm done because, well, and then over here, I could put it down here to break up this orange, and then they would be on different spots on the page. I don't like that idea. Okay. So let's glue these on, and then I'm going to let you go for a bit, and I will come back and show you what this all looks like sewn and put together. And please remember that I am sewing them, but you do not have to. These are fine with no sewing at all. Just make sure you use the right glue so that, you know, your stuff doesn't come up. And yes, one of them is off center and one of them is centered. That was on purpose, I swear. Okay, I will see you guys in just a bit. I'm going to let these dry and then I'll run them through my sewing machine and I'll bring them back and give you a peek at how they looked, and hopefully I'll have cleaned up my mess. So I'll see you guys back here in just a bit. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, I've cleaned up my mess, and I put these through the sewing machine. I just did a zigzag stitch up the middle. I opened this one up. My zigzag stitches got a little crooked because this, I didn't disconnect them. I went from one to the other, and when I started sewing it, it started flipping this like this. So yeah, I got a little crooked in here. I have no excuse for why I got crooked on the other ones, but, and as you can see, I glued the button on this side, I glued it there, and on this side, I glued it down here so it wouldn't be, and I just wanted to, okay, so there we go. Obviously, you can turn it over. It's not really directional. You can turn it upside down, right side up. It doesn't really matter, but there it is. And if you close the page on it, you know, I mean, I think this is so cool. Guys, this is another one of my favorite ways to use scraps, I think. Those button clusters that we did the other day, these, I love this. This is awesome. Now, my only thing about putting this in a journal is if I don't have more similar fabrics of the same color theme, I might struggle to put this in a journal because I would want more than one. I mean, you wouldn't just want one in the journal. So, I don't know. But having said that, I still love it. Okay, and then here's the two that were just flat. So they're more of a belly band style, and they would sit on the page like that, right? I mean, how cute is that? Like I said, well, this one might be a little more directional because of the flowers, so maybe that goes that way. But really cute, right? I love that. And then you just slip something under it. And I don't have anything to slip under it, but you get the idea. And then we had this one, which I sewed up the middle as well. And there you go. So, I mean, I think I had it, have them all upside down. I think I had it this way, just because I had this little tag that stuck off the top. That's the only reason I remember. But, I mean, these turn out so cute. I hope you like this idea, guys. I really do. I will link the channel of the lady who I got the inspiration from. And like I said, in the video that I saw what inspired me to try this, she wasn't actually showing you how to make these. She was flipping through a journal trying to show you how something else she had made or was showing you went on a page. And this, something similar to this happened to be in the journal. So that's where I got the inspiration from. And I want to thank her. And like I said, her channel will be in my description box. I cannot remember the name of her channel off the top of my head right now. I apologize. So that's going to be it for this fabric mess. I will talk to you guys next Monday with hopefully a new fabric project, like the one I was talking about where we go through a couple of little things real quick. We might do something like that for using up little scrappy bits of fabric. So I will talk to you guys then. God bless and bye-bye.